live on YouTube, so that stream is set. And I am going to hit start webinar here. So this will formally start. So you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Here we go. So we should see some participants joining. Okay, we'll just give it 30 seconds here for the participants to join our webinar. Hey everyone, welcome.
Hi all, welcome.
Welcome everyone. Okay, we'll get started. Really appreciate everyone taking the time to join us for our first partner showcase here as part of 1 Million Wallets RSK. So we are pretty deep now into the campaign. It's been really exciting to see not only all the participants who've been signing up to take part in our hackathon, but also in our community challenges as they continue for this week and into early next week. It's a pretty short campaign. We intentionally keep it that way, but this is an opportunity for us to highlight all the key partners that we've got in this campaign, and we are going to start today with money on chain. So I've got Manuel Ferrari and Max Carjuza. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Max. But really. Perfect. So really excited to have both of them for Money on Chain. And what's really exciting with us running this with RSK is the opportunity to interact with projects that we don't come across very often, at least not where we seem to be based in sort of North America. So this is a fantastic opportunity to learn about these projects coming out of Latin America and other regions that RSK has got a pretty big presence. So without further ado, I know Manuel, you're sort of leading this from Money on Chain's end. So maybe if you can give an introduction and Max can give a quick introduction, and then we can move forward from there.
Perfect. Okay. So I will share a brief presentation of what is Money on Chain, with not a technical view, more an end user view for everyone to understand what we are doing, what we want to do. And I don't know, Max, if you want to present. I'm co-founder of Money on Chain. I'm not the technical guy behind Money on Chain. Max, maybe you want to present yourself, and then I start the presentation. You are mute, Max, or I don't listen to you.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yep. I am Max. I am one of the 3 co-founders of Money on Chain. I'm an all-time Bitcoiner. I discovered Bitcoin in like 2011 and start actively in the community in 2013. Basically, we live in, now I'm living in Uruguay, but I live in Latin America all my life. And if you live in countries like Argentina or Venezuela, you need Bitcoin. You understand Bitcoin immediately. And you need stable coins. And you need decentralization. Basically, that is why we have built, or we are building Money on Chain. Now, Manu, go ahead with your presentation.
Okay. I will. So, So what is Money on Chain? Money on Chain is a protocol. It's a DeFi for Bitcoin protocol. And our main vision, what we want to do is to bring Bitcoin to the mainstream. We want everybody to be able to use Bitcoin, even maybe sometimes without knowing that they are using Bitcoin as a base layer. Really, we think that Bitcoin is the basis of a new financial system, of the financial system of the future. Is my financial system right now. For millions of people, it is our financial system. We want that financial system to be used by everybody. And we want this new financial system to be built on top of Bitcoin. And for that vision to be able to be done, when we started this when we started thinking about this in 2017, we thought that there was a huge problem for Bitcoin adoption, that is volatility. As everybody knows, actually what is most used in the crypto world is not Bitcoin, is what's most traded is USDT, is a stablecoin. So it's clearly there is a demand for stablecoins in the world. And we want that stablecoin to be built on top of Bitcoin with Bitcoin as base layer. Actually, this photo is from the Bitcoin embassy, what we call Espacio Bitcoin in Buenos Aires. And as you see, Trezor's price are set in US dollars. We don't think that is going to change in the short run. And for that to be traded on Bitcoin with Bitcoin in a daily basis, we think that a stablecoin backed by Bitcoin was essential. So we started to build that in 2018, and it took us 2 years nearly to build that. We built a protocol, a stablecoin protocol that has 3 tokens. And then while building that, we realized that we needed to build a decentralized exchange on top of RSK, because at the moment there was none. Then we also discovered and we realized that we needed decentralized oracles on top of RSK, because there was none yet, and the ones that was coming was not. There was some areas of improvement, and also we thought that for building all this and to be decentralized, we needed a token to govern that, so that we built a set of smart contracts to govern this protocol. And one more thing is, besides building this protocol with Bitcoin as collateral, we also helped RSK to build a stablecoin protocol using RIF as collateral, which is a token that enables a lot of services on top of Bitcoin as a third layer. Is decentralized storage, decentralized communication, a lot of things that we really think is needed, for example, to avoid problems like yesterday problem, to be able to have a decentralized internet and more robust and a more, from my point of view, a more Bitcoiner internet. So right now, Money on Chain is a quite big protocol. It's not only a stablecoin. It's a stablecoin protocol. Is Oracle, decentralized oracles. Is a decentralized exchange and a token that governs all, a set of contracts that governs all these protocols. Regarding the oracles, what we call OMOC, I'm not going to go deep on this, but maybe you might be interested to build something on top of RSK. So you might be interested to be aware that there is oracles now available and that they are being decentralized. And for example, to feed the price of the Bitcoin price in Money on Chain protocol, we feed that price using these oracles. And actually, Sovereign feeds the price of a lot of their tokens using this protocol, and Tropicus, that is building lending and borrowing, are also using this protocol. So a lot of projects are using these decentralized oracles. So a lot of information about these oracles are on RSK developers page if anyone is interested. Regarding the decentralized exchange, what we call the DEX is not an AMM, the traditional Uniswap, or for example, RSK swap, or the AMM running on Sovereign. It's an order book, decentralized exchange. We've been inspired on how the London Gold Fix method works. So it's been specially built for trading low volume. Right now, we are improving a little bit the user interface. There is some bugs there, but the protocol works perfectly. So if anyone is interested to evaluate, to analyze a different token exchange running on a Ethereum virtual machine software, you can look at this, and it's an interesting protocol to evaluate, and it's running also. Regarding the Stablecoin Protocol, it has three main tokens. One is the stablecoin, as I mentioned. Then there is a token that we call the BPro. The BPro is a token that's been built for Bitcoiners. And we designed this protocol for Bitcoiners that wants to put their Bitcoins to work. And what they get is they get a little bit more of volatility, and they get a passive income. And then this allows the dollar and change to be stable. On the other hand, we have a third token, which is meant for traders that gets a lot of volatility. And I'm not going to talk how this works. This has been working for 2 years without any problem. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about each of these tokens. So the dollar on chain is the first stablecoin backed fully by Bitcoin. 100% is Bitcoin. Of course, this is smart Bitcoin because it's running on RSK. When we talk about RBTC, we understand that RBTC it's Bitcoin at the end, because you cannot mint RBTC without Bitcoin. and you can go in a quite decentralized, or the most decentralized way to use these kind of protocols with Bitcoin. And so the relationship is one-to-one with US dollar. There is what we call a hard peg. The stabilization is guaranteed by the contract, the smart contract. So at any moment, if you have $100 in dollar on chain and you want to redeem that for Bitcoin, the protocol will give you back the equivalent in Bitcoin, and vice versa. So the main advantage for a Bitcoiner is all this is contained in a blockchain. It's been built to be completely decentralized and censorship resistant. We don't touch fiat at any moment. We don't. This protocol doesn't touch a bank at any moment. It's all self-contained in a blockchain. With regards to the BPro, is a token that, as I mentioned, it has a little bit of leverage and it gets a passive income. It's part of the fees of the protocol, goes to increase the price of the token, and on top of that, also it gets a percentage of the governance token. So there is many ways how this token can increase its price. We modeled that before launching, and up to now it's been performing as we expected. This is the performance of the BPro in the last 2 years. As you see, this is from a couple of days ago. Actually, today it was 27%. So that's on top of Bitcoin, and that does not include a liquidity mining program on the governance token that it's also something that adds value to the Bitcoin holders that are providing liquidity through BPro. The third token actually is not a token; it's an operation that you can do on this protocol. Is what we call the BTCX. The BTCX is a leverage operation, a long operation that you can do using this protocol. So it allows you to do a 2x long position on the price of Bitcoin, and so it's that. If you are used on BitMEX or Bitfinex on doing leveraging operations, is similar to that. Finally, all this is governed by a token, a governance token, which is called Money on Chain token. And if you hold this token and you stake this token, you get most of the fees of the protocol goes to those token holders, 80% of the fees. And on top of that, part of there is like a fee that is charged to the BPro holder. So this also increased the revenue that it receives the governance token holders, and you can use it to pay the fees with a discount if you hold these tokens. And this obviously, and this is the most important feature, and this feature I also need to mention that is not implemented yet. We are testing all this. This last feature that is the voting and veto features that will allow to finally decentralize completely the protocol. So there is like 1,000 Bitcoin in total. If you add the Bitcoins and the RIF tokens that are in these two stablecoin protocols, and it's a total value lock. If you include also the Money on Chain token stake, like $60 million. This is something that I thought it was important, that was the ecosystem. So there is many wallets that integrates the protocol. One integrates that many wallets that you can use with the protocol, and there is one wallet that is integrating directly the protocol, which is called Defiant Wallet. Defiant Wallet is a project from Argentina, and if you use this wallet, it's the same as you are using our web app in a web page. So this integrates directly to the protocol, and you can mint and redeem any tokens. Then you have DEXs, lending, borrowing protocols. You can try these tokens, and there is marketplaces. So there is a growing ecosystem. Anyone in this besides this competition, if anyone is working in a protocol, building something and want to integrate this protocol, this is a feature that also is part of the protocol. It's a vendors program that allows anybody, any other protocol that wants to integrate, for example, like Defiant did, this wallet that integrates directly, they can make a business on top of Money on Chain. Okay, it's a revenue sharing scheme. So this is a very brief summary of what is Money on Chain. Sorry if I've been very fast. I see that there is some, I don't know if there is some question, but I see in the chat that there is some people writing. So I'm Max. Both are in Money on Chain Telegram group, which is which you can reach Money on Chain community, and you can ask anything there, or also now if you want.
Awesome, Manuel. Thank you so much for that, and really appreciate you going through that presentation. It looks like there's one question here, which was just asking if the BPro token is ERC20 compatible.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying that. Great. Well, we'll open this up for more questions for sure. I do also want to point out I was in such a rush to get you guys presenting here. We do also have Mike Mendes here from RSK on the live stream here on this webinar. from RSK. He's a DeFi account manager there. So Mike and myself have been sort of organizing on behalf of RSK and Covalent the campaign. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to comment on with respect to this presentation, Mike. Being part of the RSK ecosystem, it's probably pretty exciting to sort of see projects like this building off of your protocol.
Yeah, thanks, Harish. Absolutely. So Money on Chain has been around for quite a while. The one thing I wanted to say, Manu or Max, maybe if you could paint the vision of where you see Money on Chain moving forward, like any new features, enhancements, things that are in the pipeline. I think will give a good perspective of what's to come.
Well, we see Money on Chain as the cornerstone to build truly decentralized and a robust DeFi ecosystem on top of Bitcoin, with transparent and robust tools that can reach everyone. We are just focused in the protocol. We are not focused in reaching the real people on the street. We rely in other projects to do that. We are going to see evolution of the protocol. This was like our our prototype or our proof of concept about the basic protocol. But on top of this basic protocol, we are building a lot of new functionalities. But basically, the foundation of the protocol will remain the same. We think that this is a very, very robust protocol. Actually, we think that it's the most stablecoin protocol, the most robust stablecoin protocol out there right now. So we are going to see new functionalities in the next month and probably next year. The future is exciting.
Yeah, and I think with El Salvador, let's say, legally adopting Bitcoin and China banning a lot of cryptocurrencies, I think the flow into DeFi becomes more of a reality, and these kind of protocols will get a lot more traction, without a doubt. People want that kind of freedom. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic project, and I think the future is incredibly bright.
Yes, the Salvador case is very interesting and very particular because the government is giving a money on chain-like solution, but completely centralized to their citizens. So you are able to receive bitcoins and transform your bitcoins in dollars during the operation. But in a completely centralized way. And Money on Chain allows you to do the same in a completely transparent and decentralized way. So El Salvador is a very interesting field for us because there is two kinds of solutions that attack exactly the same problems. One provided by the government and one provided by the community, completely transparent and auditable and decentralized.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was just one more question, and happy if we can maybe just be pointed to some of the documents then, but it's around how BPro would work. Like, how does that work with the buying and selling of Bitcoin? Can we get into some of the mechanics around that?
Oh, yes. Basically, let's start with the dollar on chain. When you buy $1 on chain, you just need to send $1 of Bitcoin to the protocol. And the protocol issue $1 on chain. And for that dollar on chain to remain stable, to remain always $1, there's to be someone to take out that volatility. And that is the BPro. The BPro is the one taking away the volatility from the dollar on chain. But then the BPro can sell that volatility to the BTCX. And that is why the BPro has a passive income that is paid by BTCX holders. And it has a little bit of free leverage, the leverage that haven't been sold to the BTCX yet.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's all the questions.
And it's a very, it's a very low risk token if you are a Bitcoin holder, because the leverage of the BPro is usually around 1.1. Today is 1.08. That means that the price of Bitcoin can have a flash crash of 90% in 1 minute, and nothing is going to happen to the protocol or the dollar on chain or the BPro.
And I think the question was if this was everything on chain. Yes, this is everything on chain.
Everything is on chain.
To be able to buy BPro, you need to transform, to exchange, to mint RBTC. And for doing that, you can use the two-way peg. That's the decentralized way to do it. And there is multiple ways to do it. Other way. For example, you can use Liquidity, doing atomic swaps. You can use Bitfinex or exchanges, KuCoin. You can use, there is a fast bridge. Actually, there's a new bridge that is being released in the following days or weeks, I don't know. But there is many ways to go from Bitcoin to RBTC and from RBTC to Bitcoin. And once you have RBTC, you are able to mint by yourself using the protocol. If you want, I can show you. But it's very easy to mint these tokens. Anybody can do it.
Amazing.
Awesome, guys. I just want to spend a couple of minutes just quickly touching base on the 2,000 USD equivalent bounty that Money on Chain is generously providing. And I believe the way you're breaking it down is 1,500 for the top submission and 500 for the second. I've shared the link to the bounty proposal that was put together. I don't know, Emmanuel or Max, is there anything in particular you wanted to comment about the bounty that's being offered?
Oh, yes. The only thing I want to comment is if you have any questions or need some assistance, feel free to join our Discord channel and go to the sub channel. I think it's integration.
I will share an invitation in the chat to the Discord, and the sub channel is integrations. But anyway, write anywhere and we will guide you to any question you need.
Awesome. I think what was most exciting about the way you'd outlined the bounties themselves is this is the first hackathon where we've enabled participants to have direct SQL access to our database to create these custom queries. Generally, it's done just using the APIs that we provide. So really looking forward to seeing what the community builds for Money on Chain by leveraging the ability to create these custom SQL queries and creating some interesting dashboards.
Exactly.
Awesome. Any other questions from the audience? Anyone have anything they want to ask besides how to get the POAPs, which will be mailed out to all the people who've registered and sat in on this presentation? Maybe just one question from sort of my end here is, as we sort of, when we're working with RSK, and I think what was sort of unique and exciting about the Focuses protocol, everything around, sort of appealing to some extent to Bitcoin maximalists and sort of, leveraging that particular network for everything that you're doing. I'd be curious, and this is definitely a question for all of you, just what's the, what's the motivation there? What's led you down sort of this path here where you sort of leverage and see the future in Bitcoin being used to provide these DeFi services?
Well, basically, if you want to build a stable coin that is truly decentralized, and the whole solution is self-contained in the blockchain, the best collateral you can use is Bitcoin. There is no question about that. RSK is the only blockchain that is protected by Bitcoin miners. So RSK subsidizes Bitcoin and Bitcoin subsidizes RSK. So there is an interesting synergy there. So on top of that, the RBTC is the most decentralized Bitcoin peg token. So it makes much more sense to build this on top of RSK than on top of Ethereum. Of course, people will tell us, but in Ethereum you have a bigger community and bigger projects and a lot of DeFi. Yes, but we are building this to last 100 years.
Awesome. That's an interesting response. Mike, anything you wanted to add to that? Or Manuel?
Well, yeah, 100%. It's like what RSK is focused on is bringing DeFi to Bitcoin. So the money on chain use case just fits seamlessly in with that. Our vision is on top of Bitcoin, we're side chain to Bitcoin. That's and hence why our token or native currency is not is based on Bitcoin. It's just a one-to-one peg with Bitcoin, RBTC. So it's just important that we align with that vision, and I think a lot of the community does as well. So our chain is niche in that sense, but there's a lot of traction happening. You can see the amount of value locked just on money on chain alone. So a lot of good traction happening. Looking forward to the event. I'm looking forward to what projects are built and and use cases are built off the back of this.
Awesome. Okay, I am just taking a look. I think we've answered everything that was asked. So Manuel and Max, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you coming here to represent Money on Chain. Give us a pretty insightful presentation on the protocol itself, and talk about what you're excited about, and really looking forward to seeing what the community builds as part of the 2000 bounty that you're offering. So thanks so much for being a part of 1 Million Wallets, joining us for this campaign. And we will direct folks who have questions, developers who might have questions tackling your bounty, and direct them to your Discord channel as you shared here. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate your time. And Mike, thank you so much for also participating as on behalf of RSK here.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening, for joining. Hope you join our Discord, our Telegram group. Ask any question. This is a big protocol, we know.
I hope you enjoy the protocol.
Yes. We build it
Awesome.
for you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.